All right. We'll take that break there to start our 68th governance call, December 8th today. Welcome, everyone. Hello, GM. Hope everyone is having a great day, night, evening, whatever. We are here, ShapeShift's weekly governance call. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Give it a few more seconds for people to roll in, but if anything, we can get started. We kind of have a little piece in the beginning there that a lot of people that are familiar with the governance calls hear very frequently. So I'm sure if they missed that, they'll be fine. But for those who are new, and let me see in the audience if we do have any new people. Doesn't look like it, the regulars, but always welcome. And if any new people do come in, they will be able to follow along in the slides or in the stream or on the Zoom call, or there's many ways that people can follow along. So we will go ahead and get this rolling. Let's see here. So this is the 68th governance call, weekly governance call, and our 69th, which will be next week, is really some good timing because that'll actually be during the DAO, and we will be having probably some people in a big room together and be able to do this in a little bit differently. So it definitely shall be interesting and fun for everybody. So thank you for joining, and tune in next week as well. But we'll see how we go. I did see the post in general, Tyler. I do understand. So definitely, if we're having some issues with getting those things moved over, we will make time and give everyone the appropriate time to be on stage and talk if they need to about the different things and the new things that just came up. I know that, as usual, Mr. Willie Fox slipped something in right under the wire as well, so we're used to it at this point. So we have a little bit of agenda. Everyone, I'm sure, is very well aware. We start off with appreciations, and then we'll get into some of the recent proposals, the current proposals, upcoming proposals that might be in some form or stage of the governance process. And then obviously during that time, we give time for proposers to come up on stage. They're invited up and they can discuss the things, answer questions, give a little bit of background, and basically come up on stage and share with the community their thoughts and their process for wanting to be able to propose something to our governance. Let's see here. So we'll go ahead and I will start with our appreciations. And as well, always, big shout out to the ShapeShift DAO community. Should be very interesting seeing some people in IRL and talking with people and being able to um, gauge their expressions on their faces and so forth. So looking forward to some of that next week, as with those who will also be there. Those who will not, there'll be some live streams and stuff, so you will be able to follow along and partake as well. So hopefully that'll be very nice for everybody who wants to do that. But my appreciation goes out, as always, to the community and to the hard work and all of the building and all the effort and everyone who is willing to take their time to really come together in the community here and help build this community and build the things that make things make everything continue and go forward. Um, I'll look on stage chat in 1 second, but I was gonna say the one Fox prop that I did see in there was from Firebomb to the Smith. I'll read it out just so that it gets its due. But Fox props to the Smith for being a great work stream leader, appreciative of efforts made by contributors in the work stream and for rewarding them when they take the initiative. Hope that you get back to 100% HP after your recent medical issue. We all are definitely hoping for a speedy recovery. The Smith, I've heard him on calls, even though he probably should have been relaxing and resting up, but he's a dedicated community member, and he definitely will continue pushing forward, and I'm sure he will be back on his feet, even more so than he is already. So all the best to him on that as well. And I'd see the Smith responded with, "All I can feel is honor of being part of such a great team." So definitely some good thoughts there. And we know that the Smith is definitely jumping back. I mean, snapping back from everything, and we wish him best wishes. Let me see if he's in the audience. Yep, there he is. He's there. So hopefully he hears that. Let me look at stage chat real quick here and see what is going on. If anything, yeah. I figured that when I was looking at the numbers too, Tyler, about how we were able to accomplish that. Um, Full hour ahead of a government's call, yeah, I'm not sure, Willie. I can go back and look at the timestamp. I think it was like 20 minutes, maybe 40 minutes, but yeah, it's all good. Let's see here. Giantkins trying to get out of coming up here and talking again, but, you can send someone up on your team, it doesn't have to be just you. You have plenty of people on your mod team. Let's see. That big shout out for the Smith, definitely. Back to 100, awesome. Good to hear the Smith. Okay, so those are the appreciations. Unless anyone else has anything, they can share it on stage. Feel free, or you can jump up here if you really need to. But I think everyone's probably gotten them out of their system by now. Let me just go ahead and get to our one past proposal that we have from last week, and this is SCP 112 Governance Voting Enhancement Shielded Voting, which is actually, I believe, live already on our snapshot. So that looks like it was passed successfully, obviously, and maybe already implemented. So great things for that. And as always, I think I saw CJ the kid in the audience. Thank him for his participation and for jumping in and taking initiative and getting that across the finish line. So thank you, sir. And let's see. I would ask next steps, but it looks like it was already in place from what I saw in general chat from Mogi earlier. So I think we're already there pretty much, which is awesome. All right. So next we have one active proposal, and we have a couple of ideation things, but we do have one active proposal that is in the voting stages, and this is SCP 113, handover of account ownership and administration to the DAO. This is something that has been open for discussion and conversation within the community. Ocean is very thoughtfully always kind of puts the stuff out there, gives everyone time to discuss and get an communication in about it. So he's spoken about this a lot. We've spoken about it quite a few weeks here on the government's call and other places. So if you aren't familiar with this and would like to vote one way or the other, please feel free to take a look at it and read up on it, and then you can go ahead and make your informed decision. It is live currently, and I think it had 3 or 4 days left on it last I saw this morning. Okay, next we do have the one slide where we do talk about um, our forum, Metaforo. If you're not familiar, that had changed in the past couple months, but please feel free to join. You can even move your old forum account over to this one. It'll seamlessly bring all of your data over. So please feel free, but definitely the forum is the place to be for a lot of the posts and discussions and conversations, communication and stuff. If you haven't joined over there, please do. Definitely be in the know by doing that. And then also we do have some obviously Discord channels that you can also kind of find information in. We have governance channels, we have proposal discussion channels, and we have incubation channels and stuff. But please feel free to definitely jump on the forum and check it out if you haven't already. All right, so we do have some live ideation things, and these are basically the step in the governance where people are voting to move it to an actual proposal that will be put in place or not. But ideation definitely needs some input from the community. It's a good time for people to really kind of fine tune their things and get it to where they, the next stage. But we do have a couple of these things in here, and I know that a couple that we're attempting to be put in as well. But I'll read the first ones that we do have that are currently live. We have Ideation SCP 114, and this is 2023 January to June moderation workstream renewal discussion. And the proposer was Giantkin. I know GK had said that he possibly can't talk currently because, for one, he probably doesn't want to, but for two, he might not have the capabilities currently. But let me see if he put up anyone else from the mod team to jump up here and talk about this if they like. Um, mm, Okay, he said maybe put them to the end. All right, we'll come back to this. Unless BZ wants to volunteer, and I know that Sai doesn't. It's not much of a discussion thing neither, so I will let that go to the end of the call, and maybe then Giant can have the availability to speak. Next, we have Ideation SCP 115, and this is January to April customer support workstream renewal proposed by Mogi. I will definitely invite Mogi up if he wants to talk about this a little bit more. I know he spoke about it last week, so I'm not sure if he needs to. Let me see if he's even in the audience. Yep, I see him. He's got his hand raised. I'm bringing you up. Invite is being sent. GM, sir.
Hello, sir. How's it going?
Good, good. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good.
Yeah, that you said those bad words in general, so we got to be careful about
Oh,
those things we don't speak about that people you were getting in the mail back in the day.
yeah. Actually, after I typed it, I was like, "Shit, that might bring in some bots or something." So we should probably avoid, yeah, typing it out.
Definitely. But, GM, sir, I know you're here to talk a little business, so, the stage is yours.
Cool. Appreciate it. So yeah, the ideation post to renew the customer support workstream is up in the forum and also on Snapshot. I just put it up to Snapshot or uploaded it to Snapshot earlier. Both are available for voting. It's also the first proposal on Snapshot that has shielded voting enabled, so that's pretty sweet, and it definitely makes things more interesting since we won't know which way the votes are falling until the voting period ends. Definitely adds a bit of suspense to things. But yeah, anyway, a little summary of the post. Support wants to offer 7 days a week customer support, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. MST for weekdays, 3 to 11 p.m. on the weekends. We are proposing 2 full-time workstream members. That would be Donna and myself, and 2 part-time members, being Carmina and Miguel. The current workstream approved monthly budget is 28,500 USDC a month. Our new monthly ask is for 12,300 USDC. It's slightly less than last week when I talked about it. Made some adjustments in the budget. But yeah, it's a 57% overall budget decrease. I'll post a link in the stage chat here to the snapshot page. Voting ends next week on Wednesday, so definitely have some time to get in there and vote. Yeah, I appreciate you guys checking it out. And what else? Oh, it's a 4-month proposal period as well. So I think you mentioned January to the end of April. So yeah, thanks for your time, everyone.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Thank you. And, gotta be a little, I don't know, it's gotta be exciting to be the first person or the first proposal that has the shielded, capabilities. It's gotta be interesting to kinda be the guinea pig on that, but, all the power, and everyone check it out. Go on the forum, go on Snapshot, take a get yourself informed and definitely, use the power of your fox and make things happen.
Definitely. Yeah, what he said. Cool. Thanks, guys.
No worries, Mogi. Have a good one. Talk to you in
All
a
right.
bit
Take care.
later. Okay, and then we have some things that didn't I don't think got on the slides, but I have been following along in stage chat in general and other places. I believe that we had a couple of other ideation um things that were getting moved. One of them was to make H. Payne leader of the marketing work stream. Another one was an operations proposal to bring support under the umbrella of operations, I believe. But I'll just bring Tyler up on stage. He's already up here,
Ooh,
and let him speak on it, just because he can definitely speak more eloquently, and he has that nice deep bass voice that he can give everyone a good reminder of hit back in the days when he was doing the governance call. GM, sir.
GM, sir, thanks for the intro. Yeah, I'll try and keep it short and sweet, and I apologize for not getting it into your slides beforehand. I had some issues with Metaphoro and linking addresses that just got me really confused. But I got two posts that now should both be live. I hope they're formatted correctly in Snapshot. I was rushing there a little bit. The first one is the ideation phase of voting for HPain to become the new marketing workstream full-time leader. If you haven't been following along since last time I came up on the stage and chatted about it, there's some more details inside the forum post that include an updated budget that HPain has added there, kind of specifying what's going to happen with the locked fox that I was receiving for this role and how he's going to divvy that out and spread the love to a lot of the contributors there. But sneak peek into that, even though he's doing that, the budget for Fox, for locked Fox, and for USDC across the board is all going to be less than what it was previously approved for. So coming in a little bit lighter and still keeping the focus ahead. There's some details about the specifics of where they'd like to go and continue with building off of the successes that we've had and our realignment of structure, protocols, and priorities in marketing. And the specificities of this proposal would be that once passed, HPain would become the full workstream leader for the remainder of this proposal, which is supposed to go until the end of January. There'll be a light transitionary period where I make sure that all permissions and access to things like Colony and anything else that HPain might be getting access to as a workstream leader, he has help in transition there, so it's not just kind of smacked across the face with all things DAO workstream leader. And then I will return to my full-time workstream leader focuses of just the operations workstream leader and leave marketing to the marketing folks. So there's been a little bit of light discussion on that and lots of thumbs up and approvals from other people who've seen good work from HPain. So please, if you haven't commented on the forum post, please do so. But now you can use your Fox and put your Fox to vote on that proposal. Just went live a couple of minutes ago. I can just transition to the other one as well. There is, I guess, for lack of a better term, a counter proposal to the support proposal that is also just live in Snapshot now. And I think maybe some of the key highlights here, as opposed to what Mogi was just on stage talking about, would be that the support responsibilities would be rolled up into operations instead of kept as a separate work stream. There's no additional ask for budget for the operations to do so. We believe that we can sneak all of the responsibilities of this into our current workflows. We're already doing lots of bug recreations and things like this. It seems like it's just an attachment of the front end of the funnel, and it would be no additional salary spend. There'd be a light transition period, I would assume, of us shutting down Zendesk to move over to GitHub. And making sure that we had a seamless transition for Discord support completely. And then this proposal doesn't have a deadline for when support would no longer be in ops. So it would just be assumed that support would now be a responsibility of the operations work stream until such point as a new proposal were to be created to change it to otherwise. So future operations work stream renewals would be considering the fact that these responsibilities would be in tandem with everything else operations is already currently doing.
Understood. I did check Snapshot. One thing that I did notice, and I'm not sure, maybe it just didn't get updated, but it doesn't say ideation for those two things. It just has them listed. So I'm not sure if I know a lot of people usually do the ideation designation just so people know it's in that stage. But yeah, I'm not sure what you can do now that it's live, but we'll figure that out, I'm sure.
Tyler, do you mind canceling it real quick? Because it doesn't have any votes yet. And then, oh, it actually does have one vote from Vlad, who we can ask to vote again as he's in the audience. Yeah, do you mind removing and putting it back up with the ideation tag?
Yeah, absolutely. When I'm not on the stage here, I will fight with Snapshot some more and get it looking correct.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
We shouldn't be saying fight with Snapchat, but it seems to be that it's being difficult today for sure. So no worries. All right. Believe that's everything for ideation. Willie, you're up here, and I know you have some things upcoming as far as discussion points. While you're up here, you want to jump into those things?
Yes, and I also figured I'd jump up here real quick just to give clarity on what would happen if both of these proposals pass ideation phase. We do
Yep.
have this, we prepared for this proactively in our governance process. And assuming that if both of these were to pass ideation phase, what would happen is we would put up a proposal, an official proposal, where the options would be to select one of the two from one of the two conflicting proposals. I think there'd be an option to vote for no for neither of them. But yes, we would, instead of putting both of these proposals up for official governance, because they conflict and we can't have both of them pass, we would put up a proposal where the community could decide between these two proposals which one they want to support.
Ah, really good clarification. Thanks, Willie. I don't think we've gotten to that point yet where we've had those, dueling options available that would get past ideation. So thank you very much for being very proactive and having that information at hand and sharing it with everyone in the community.
You bet. Yeah, it was inspiration that came from Gitcoin's governance process. When Vitalik sent a ton of, I think it was Shiba tokens to Gitcoin's treasury, and they had to decide what to do with all these Shiba tokens. That is when they decided to implement this process for conflicting votes. So something we borrowed from our friends over at Gitcoin.
No, definitely makes sense. Give the community options, and then let them to be able to decide between those options that are presented. So makes great sense. I know you do have some other posts that are out there, Willie, and I know we might jump a little bit out of order from the slides, but I don't think at this point it matters. You're up here. If you want to go ahead and talk about those as well, please go for it.
Awesome. Thanks, Never Was. So the first one is just a post, not planning any proposals here, but we now have a Common Ground space. Common Ground is a Web3 project that's working to replace Discord as a decentralized version that's more focused on the needs for DAOs. So I met the founder at DevCon, and they were very excited to hear that we were in the process of migrating over to Metaphoro. They certainly think that ShapeShift would be an ideal user for Common Ground. We set up a space very quickly, and I just wanted to basically notify the community that this space does now exist. I am very cognizant of the sentiment that we've been historically maybe too early of adopters of a lot of this new experimental tech, and I agree with that sentiment. And especially with something as critical as Discord, I'm in zero rush to migrate off of it. And would certainly want to see, before we even considered that, I would want to see some other DAOs do it. I'd want to see Common Ground graduate from the alpha stage that they're currently in. So zero pressure to anybody to go check out Common Ground or use it. It is there if you're interested. So yeah, just mainly wanted to put it on the community's radar that this space does now exist, but also make it clear that there's no pressure to go play around with it, but feel free to.
Yep, sounds good. And then you did have one other thing that made it in. I know you said an hour before, but if you want to talk about that incubation post, feel free.
Yes, this one actually is a proposal in the incubation stage, and the proposal is to claim and delegate the SAFE tokens that the DAO Treasury is eligible to claim. SAFE is the new governance token for Gnosis Safe, which is rebranded just to SAFE. If anyone's not familiar, Gnosis Safe is the leading multi-sig protocol, and it's what the DAO uses to power our own treasury. we are eligible to claim, I think it's about 11,500 safe tokens, which do not have a value yet. Currently, they are non-transferable, but it's very likely, I think, that these tokens will be transferable, that they will have meaningful monetary value. And we need to claim before December 27th to avoid forfeiting our airdrop. Also of note, only about half of it is available to claim now. The other half is going to vest for about 4 more years until September 28th, 2026. So
Awesome.
I don't imagine this being a controversial proposal, but I definitely, as a signer, we are committed to not executing any transactions that the community has not consented. So wanted to get consent ahead of the deadline, and also wanted to use this as an opportunity to test out the safe snap. So I was thinking we could actually bundle the transactions to claim and delegate this airdrop with the proposal and test out the safe snap module, which enables token holders to execute transactions without the signers for this one. So those transactions, assuming this passes incubation and ideation, the transactions to claim will be bundled with the actual official governance proposal.
Interesting. As always, you're always trying to bring new things into the DAO and give the opportunity to the community members. Thank you, Willie.
Thank you, Neverwith. GM.
GM. And we have Diggy, and I know Diggy was on the slides up the top there, but GM Diggy, I'll let you go ahead and talk about your incubation posts for the renewal of the creative services work stream and the product work stream. GM.
Happy Thursday. Yeah, so our post is in incubation. You guys have probably seen it. There are some numbers we're still working to fill in there, but we wanted to get this up in front of the community ahead of time and address any comments or feedback. In our last proposal round, it was actually just for 5 months. This one's for 6. We also, before on the last proposal round, we didn't have Pendo up and running. We do have that now, so we have data. So a lot of the goals we've identified now are around the fact that we have data and we can track and monitor performance of our application. So just high level goals that we're looking at, one of them being around getting alignment on the new strategy, another one around increasing MAUs, and of course you guys know we're working on the projections there. Once we, tomorrow we're planning to regroup it again, and then once I have all of those numbers kind of buttoned up, I will add those in and move this post into ideation. We also have metrics around stickiness, deposits into the DeFi earn opportunities, NPS score, and then continuing to get qualitative feedback to help inform our product decisions. So some right up around that. And then of course, we're going to continue to monitor like the user funnels, optimize and improve those. And then in general, just continue to improve our user experience on an ongoing basis. And then of course, continue to provide creative services and support to marketings and events across the DAO. Our budget request this time in USDC is less than it was last time. As you guys know, Decentralized J is no longer with the work stream. And we actually, as you guys also know, PTT has been helping us out a lot with the strategy and the projections. And I've identified a need on our work stream that he's actually been helping to kind of fulfill recently. And he is going to be, with this new proposal, if it passes, he will be coming in part-time, helping out on product. So already had a bunch of conversations with him and Tyler. He'd be splitting his time with ops, but I think he's well suited for this role, and he's proven it out with the work and assistance he's been doing as we've been blowing out this product strategy and all the help he's been doing with the partnerships and integrations and going around tracking information. And I think that he's well suited for the role and excited that he wants to take it on. So in the proposal, there's a link to that JD. But essentially also too, wanted to point out everybody on the work stream is taking at least 10% Fox, which is awesome. And yeah, so our USD request last time across the 5 months, last time across the 5 months was 294. This time across 6 months, it's 268. That puts us at 44K a month in stables. And I'm just see if there's anything else I wanted to point out. No, I will post in the Discord hopefully tomorrow once we've updated all of those numbers and get this into ideation. I appreciate any comments and or feedback from the community.
Thank you,
Thanks.
thank you. One thing I did notice, Diggy, is that yours runs from December 15th to June 15th. It looks like product has like one of the first renewals for the new year. That's a rough thing that I wish you had it around January like everyone else so that you could kind of reset yourself with everyone. But you'll be going in first, so all the best. I know that it's tough at this holiday season to get everyone to focus, but hopefully everyone does give you the time and the due diligence to go ahead and participate in this. So please, everyone, take a look. And product is very valuable. They bust their asses. I mean, they're a small team, but I know they're everywhere. And give credit where credit's due. They definitely put up the numbers. So take a look and see what you can go from there.
Thanks, Neverwas, and looking forward to seeing you guys next week.
Definitely, definitely. They see you then. Um, that's awesome. We do have a post from PTT, but I don't see him in the audience, so he might be busy elsewhere. But I will go ahead and just read it out, and if anyone has the time, please go check it out in the forum and read about it a little bit more. But it's SCP to be determined. Deposit 3,500 of MPS/USDC liquidity to increase rev share percentage. I wish he was here to talk about it a little bit more, but we have Diggy, so Diggy can maybe talk about it. So there, GM again.
Go into the trenches as much as he did on this, but essentially our rev share with Mount Pelerin right now is at 15%. All of our other fiat providers are around 50%. We asked them if they would be just willing to match the other providers, and they said, if you want that, this is the route to go. So if we deposit liquidity, then I think it was $3,500 worth, then they would increase our rev share to 50 cents. It would take a little bit of time to break even on that, just based on the current traffic we're seeing. But as we grow our user base, I think that we should be able to see the returns on that. And well, in my opinion, it seems like a small ask to get a higher rev share in place for Mount Pelerin. But again, that's up to the community to decide. So yeah, take a look at his proposal and please, write any comments or feedback.
Definitely. Thanks, Diggy, for stepping up. Always good to have someone in the know with the internal information on there for the share. Oh, wow. We have a rare appearance on stage. I see Mr. Giantkin is up here with me. So I'm going to shut up and give the mic to him because I know he just loves to talk up here.
Oh, great. GM, love to talk up here. I have the ideation for the moderation workstream renewal. The only difference from last time is Donovo. He's actually under marketing at the moment and just shifting him off of marketing into the moderation. He's been doing the basic moderation in the Telegram for I think roughly a year already. We're real dang close, and just shift him over here. That's just seems smarter. It was mostly a timing issue. He actually does the Telegram, and no one else wants to. So, and I go in and voluntarily go in there and clean up as well. And I also do Element as well. We use Element for the bridging for between Discord and the Telegrams right now, mostly for the our Telegram and also the Spanish channels. I think, or was it Spanish or is it one of the other languages? Any questions anybody might have? I'm looking at the state chat myself.
Everybody raise your hand and throw him a question. Please.
I don't know. Do you think I'm not working enough hours? Let me know.
Hey, GK, I know we're waiting on questions from stage chat. And let me see if someone actually just did throw something. Oh no, that's Tyler. Corrected me. I did see that you've been doing some updating and posting it. I saw like article or forum posts about banned from Discord post here, and then some update, some forum guidelines and code of conduct that Willie, I'm sure, was involved with, but you kind of provided some new links and information to those things. So just if you want to talk about that a little bit, just to give
distract
everyone
me.
the
I
note.
got you. Okay. The code of conduct. I updated the link into the because it was the code of conduct that was linked in the snapshot was the old one still, and I made sure, or vice versa. I just made it sure it was updated so it was visible. I don't know what that means, Beard.
You gotta answer it, man. You gotta answer it.
I'm sure it is. The band from Discord, we had a little issue last week, and I was like, well, we should have a topic there so that they could, somebody could post there that, hey, I was banned and I don't know why, and give them another avenue instead of just the forum. Which, how do they find the forum? I haven't figured that one out yet, or email. How do they have to find all these things? So the forum is the easiest at the moment. What was the other one?
Oh, that was it. That was just
I
the
thought there
two.
was another one actually. I posted the band one and
just the code of conduct. I thought you did, but
maybe.
you know better than me.
Not
But now you got to answer the question about the duck.
really. Oh, I banned from Telegram or Reddit.
Yeah.
I don't think they're
absolutely.
ever. Whoever goes there.
No worries. Well, I'm very happy that you were able to join us on stage today, sir. As always, I know that you won't be making it to the DAO Wow next week, but would have been great to catch up there as well. But another time, sir, I'm sure.
Right. Well, I see nothing directly at me. I do see just now that I think it's like the proposal is actually losing. I'd have to do the math. But it's actually
Nah.
underwater at the moment.
Is it?
Yep.
It wasn't earlier when I took the numbers, but those things change very quickly.
Well, it's 2 million yes and 628K no. So I don't know if that's. You said I'd have to do math. Anyway, that's it.
No problem. I think there's some time left on there, if I remember correctly. You have 4 days or so, so we'll definitely
it's
give the governance
Monday,
time.
noon at my time. So 10 o'clock for Denver.
Cool.
Have
Sounds
a good
good,
day.
sir. And as always, very enjoyable to have you up here on stage. And you can go now. I won't hold you hostage no more, GK. I promise. Unless the stage chat wants to. Let's see what they say. Nope, they're all good. All right, so that's pretty much it. I know I will update the slide deck and make sure that I move those two things that Tyler just moved into ideation. And update those numbers and stuff and put them in the proper order and within the slides when I post the slides within the recorded meetings channel for anyone who wants to review this after the fact or whatever. They're always there a little bit after this call. Feel free to take a look at those. Any other questions? I will peruse stage chat real quick before we wrap things up. But as always, it's very enjoyable to be up here communicating with our community and everyone within the DAO. And I appreciate everyone's time today for joining, but then also those special shout out that were willing to jump up on stage and talk with us today. As always, thank you for that. GK's happy to be gone. Yeah, no problem with that. Appreciate it, everyone. And GM, as always, enjoy the rest of your day. And we'll see you around next week. We will be, I will be in Denver with quite a few other community members, active community members. And I guess I would assume that our call will be a little bit different, but maybe a surprise, maybe a little bit better, maybe a little bit interesting, being that we'll all be a relatively close space, but we'll see how it goes. Check in, check us out, and it will be DeFi's pushing that definitely. We will be our 69th governance call will be in Denver with everybody else, and you never know, might be some really hot tub jelly wrestling going on. I'm hearing about this. I don't know what they like to do in Denver in their free time, but maybe that's what they want to do. So we shall see. Everyone, thanks for joining, and have a great rest of your day. GMO.